Welcome back to EAACI TV. I'm Roy Shepherd, and I've been joined by Marek Jutel of Wrocław Medical University in Poland. But can you explain to those who don't know what your EAACI role is?
I've been member of the board of officers of EAACI, serving as EAACI treasurer for 2 terms, and I'm happy to accomplish my job next Monday. That is
Okay,
tomorrow.
but that means that you're the person I have to be nice to because you're the one that signs off my fee.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Please
fine.
do.
All right. So I'll be very, very nice to you. So can we just talk a little bit about the standardization of allergen immunotherapy? Can you tell me why it's still being done rather than having been agreed maybe years before? Because this isn't anything new.
Actually, immunotherapy has been developing over the last more than 100 years. And we are facing a different environment in different European countries, which is very much dependent on the local practices from the physicians, patients' preferences, and regulations at the country level.
So how do you go about getting everyone to change, perhaps, so that it is far more standardized? And what are the benefits of standardization?
Well, there are benefits, but there are also some disadvantages. So the benefit is that we are going to have standardized product, both in terms of the quality, but also in terms of the clinical evidence, which originates from clinical trials. But there are also some disadvantages, because if we want to really have these highly standardized products, some of the products, this refers to rare allergens, are disappearing from the market and are no longer available to the patients.
So how do you justify that? So you say that the patient care is paramount. So if you're standardizing but actually depriving patients of the specialist care that they deserve as much as everybody else, so how do you justify that?
So this is because allergens that are used both for allergen-specific immunotherapy as vaccines, but also as diagnostic products, so for example, for skin prick testings, this testing are now regarded as drugs, as medicines, and they have to undergo the same registration procedure as all other medications. So this is actually quite a good approach, because we go for sure that we are proposing to the patient the highest quality product. On the other hand, we have some habits we used, for example, to desensitize the patients to molds, which are very difficult to get standardized. And it's also quite difficult and costly to perform the clinical trials. So we have problems with availability, and the patients are complaining. But I believe that we could sort it out, mainly thanks to the technology, to the new development, to the biotechnological approach to recombinant allergens. This will solve the problem, and this is really the major need of today, to go shift from the extracts to the recombinant allergens, peptides, in general derivatives.
What I find interesting is that when it comes to standardization, you have to go back to the basics to get an understanding right across the board. And one of those basics is the language that you use, or the nomenclature. I mean, why has the common language actually changed so much in recent years?
Now we are talking about nomenclature of allergic diseases, and this is a very urgent need of today.
Can you explain why?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do this. This is due to the new developments. This is because we understand much better the mechanisms of allergic diseases. And we would like, with this new approach, with this new nomenclature task force, and we are also developing nomenclature committee, which would be the body within the EAACI ExCom. We are trying to update our approach and shift from more descriptive approach based on the symptoms and enter more into the mechanisms of disease, also including endotypes of the diseases. This is extremely important, first of all, because this provides a better insight into these diseases and a better understanding. But even more importantly, this is a try to adopt to the developments of new therapies, I mean biologics, as biologics are the medications, are the agents that target very specific immune mechanism. We need to stratify, that means select the proper patients that will respond when we block or activate this mechanism using biologics. And this cannot be done by simply diagnosing asthma or allergic rhinitis in the patients. We have to be more precise by considering the mechanisms of disease that are the background of the symptoms. So we have to actually consider both the symptomatic approach and the mechanistic approach, but with more emphasis to mechanisms. We do not have it at the moment, and this is also the reason why many biologics are not so effective in the clinical trials, because the stratification of the patients, the identification of the potential responders and non-responders is not very perfect. So by introducing this nomenclature, we will change the way of our thinking, we will change the way how we will select the patients, and this will help a lot in the development of biological treatment.
So an enormous amount of fresh thinking has been put into the subject.
Yes, I can give you one example. Allergies belong to hypersensitivity reactions, and traditionally Jellicoe described 4 types of hypersensitivity, and allergies mainly type 1 and a subtype of type 4. And during our work in this nomenclature task force, we realized that this is far not enough to describe allergic diseases, these 4 hypersensitivity types, and now we developed 3 more. So in our new framework of these allergic diseases, we use 7 hypersensitivity types. So this is quite a huge step forward, not only for allergy, but in general in immunology.
So there seems to me to be an interesting situation where you're making it more complicated in order to make it simpler.
Yes, well, this is what's science all about. You say, I know that I do not know anything. Finally, I realized that how ignorant I was. But this does not mean that I'm ignorant. This means that I understand much better, that I reach a higher level of understanding. But the more you know, the more you learn. This is the beauty of our job, because we know the work will never end. Because we reach a certain border, we know much more, but then you open new areas for your investigation. This is absolutely fantastic in science. We will never work our job, and our children and grandchildren.
You've come alive for this. This is great to see. How are you going to share and how are you going to distribute this new information, these new classifications, in order to help the community do better work in the future?
Oh, we are just finalizing the position paper on this, and we are going also to gather the feedback, the opinion of key opinion leaders throughout the world. We have had a discussion yesterday with the leadership of the American Academy of Allergy, Asthma and Immunology. So this will take some time, because to distribute this knowledge, we need to gain some acceptance of our colleagues. Of course, this will be a very long process, and I believe that the best way is to show that this is a useful tool. The people will not accept it if this is just a new nomenclature that they have to learn and use. When they find it useful in the work, then of course they will immediately accept it, and I'm pretty positive this will happen within the next few months.
Oh, that's soon.
Yes, because I find this such an attractive concept that the people should immediately grasp on it and start to use it.
So you're working really on helping Europe, but you're saying you're talking to America. How is the work that you're doing comparing to the standardization in other parts of the world? Are you leading or are you following? I'm guessing you're leading.
Of course, European Academy is the world leader in this, but I really mean it, because we have really a huge potential, scientific potential, clinical potential. As you can see in this meeting, the people are coming from everywhere, from all over the world, and this is the best platform for scientific exchange in the world. Although we are a European Academy, but we have the outreach throughout the whole world.
Marek, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
That's all from EAACI TV for now.